everybody check this. It's the good ride review of the Protosynthesis. It's a board you're not gonna wanna miss.
And that's Peter. This is the good ride, and this is the Protosynthesis. Peter's in a rapping phase.
I am.
We're gonna let him work through it.
My rap name is Shame on Peter. You made that up. That was really good.
Thanks. Anyways, we rode these with Adidas Tactical ADVs, Union Atlas, Union Stratas, and Union Contact
and the
Pros.
Drake Legend.
Yeah, and we were so lucky. We didn't think we were going to get on these. We were shut down through COVID, and we were lucky enough to get back on Mount Bachelor with some COVID-19 restrictions, and we got in a couple days on this in varying conditions, from pretty wet, messy, nasty snow to a little better snow the next day. Not ideal, not perfect. We're hoping to do more on this when the resorts open back up next year. Fingers crossed. But we've got enough to talk about it. And
I mean, the board definitely showed a lot of its true colors.
Yeah.
And that's what I like about it.
But take the Proto and give it less rocker and a little more camber and a little more stability. I was really bummed when the Proto Type 2 and the Fun Slinger disappeared from their line.
Yeah. And
in place appeared the Proto Slinger and the Protosynthesis. Obviously, change. We embrace change, but sometimes it's hard to 100% embrace it. Those were two really good boards. But in its place came a more aggressive mountain freestyle ride that's still forgiving. Little stiffer, progressive, a little stiffer, a little meaner, but really fun. A lot of pop, a lot of energy, and a really fun board to carve.
Forgiveness.
Regular and switch. Let's get into sizing here. Yeah, what is this? The 55, right?
Great size for us.
Perfect size. Felt great for our weight, felt great for our size. And Never Summer's one of those companies that if you run a little bit on the heavier side, this is going to be one of the boards you want to ride.
If you've been hoarding those COVID snacks like I have.
When you open up that door for the first time and come back out into the world and want to go ride, and you might be a little more wide.
These boards handle that.
Yeah, this Protosynthesis is the one. And this camber profile, the shape, it's a true twin, it looks like, or maybe slightly directional twin, but it felt very double-ender. The camber profile, it's one of the most stable Never Summer boards I've ridden. And rocker and camber boards, though, can vary tremendously from board to board.
Yeah.
Sometimes the rocker cures like this, bends really up in the middle. Sometimes it's, a little more flat. I think what they're going for with this, though, is a little more flat, a little less rise, and a little more camber, so you've got a much more stable profile that feels closer to hybrid camber, like with camber between the feet going to rocker. It felt way more stable than almost every other Never Summer board. It still has a little of this, but not as much. And it's got a very predictable feel in most conditions. When it gets harder, it gets a little loose, doesn't track as well, but in most conditions you ride, you're going to feel a little more stability if you have that, mellow rocker in the middle. Skidded turns for beginners and intermediates, it skids turns less easy than other Never Summer boards. Even their rocker camber even their Ripsaw rocker camber profile, or hybrid rocker profile, but it's still pretty forgiving overall, don't you think, Peter?
Yeah, I mean, once again, when we're going in like the world of Never Summer, a little bit more stable, a little bit more aggressive, put that in conjunction to the rest of the snowboard world, still really on the forgiving, fun, easy side.
Yeah. Oh, check out the flex, Peter. Give this has got a pretty stiff flex. Oh yeah.
Is that?
Oh yeah.
Is that what we're doing?
Oh yeah. Yeah. Well, whatever you want to. Get your COVID bicep going.
My right one's the good one.
But it's a pretty stiff. Well, that's been his upstairs workout. No, kids, don't bother Uncle Peter. He's busy. But get that Proto Slinger and give that a flex too, just to show you the difference. It's really
Like way
stiffer, especially
This one is stiffer, yeah.
Yeah, especially but in the center of the board. Because like Never Summer boards, when you go to butter, you usually get your butterability from the center, where like hybrid Camber boards get your butterability from the tip and tail. This is more center. I couldn't get this to break that easy leaning back. Wow. Yeah. But I mean, buttered okay, buttered well.
I've heard you say that you can butter boards that I couldn't even get like half an inch off.
So you could butter this one?
I could butter this one better than a lot of other boards in the world.
There's a glitch in the matrix, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, I was having fun like throwing this thing around. The buttering feels stable. The pop feels very, very accessible for me.
It feels so damp and rubbery at first until you pop it, and then this like carbonium top sheet and whatever else they're doing tech-wise inside really helps this board just spring into the air, and it really popped easy, and it really loads well on the tip and tail. There's just lots of camber there. Never Summer does a really good job with their bases. They're always upper tier. They've got good glide, and this is a damp twin. Really super damp. we did some rub on the second day. But it's, you know, still though, when well waxed, these bases glide really well. They're on the upper tier. Maybe not the fastest of fast, but fast enough to where you you probably should never complain about these.
Yeah.
And
complaining about the base side of a Never Summer.
Yeah, and you could point this, you can bomb with this, and when the terrain gets uneven, Never Summer just absorbs. They just, any kind of chatter you can think of that can be created from all kinds of uneven snow, this handles.
It's like when you see that cashier and then all of a sudden that old lady starts screaming at it to ask for its manager, and the cashier is just so poised and is just perfectly calm and replies with just calming, soothing, gentle messages, and then the lady calms down. This board absorbs chatter.
I've never seen that. It's usually that opposite that just makes them more angry.
Not with the Never Summer board. If the Never Summer board was a cashier,
be the cashier of the year.
Cashier of the year.
Yeah. Yep. There we go. And edge hold, pretty good edge hold. I was impressed.
They're all
Never Summer
always good edge hold.
They're not super disrupted in the side cut, but there is enough there to where hard snow isn't a problem. I might not say like go take it out on an icy day. If you're an East Coast rider, there are boards with much more disruption in the side cut that can hold better. Well, this has a shit ton of camber.
I know, but still, I wouldn't want a hybrid rocker on an icy day.
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Just it can get a little loose, but it's probably one of the better hard snow boards of Never Summer's line. Turn initiation, medium quick.
Yeah, medium quick, which is perfect. That's all you want.
And it tracked well enough to where it wasn't weird, but when you wanted to turn, like it didn't track in a hooky nature. When you wanted to turn, it turned. Carving, this thing just rails. I was impressed.
It really comes alive once you get it deep into the carve. Something about that whole hybrid rocker thing just starts coming alive, and you just feel it like.
Yeah.
It's not when you do these little churns, you know, you can feel it kind of slipping.
You're kind of more on the rocker there.
Yeah. Once you start getting fully deep, locked in all the way onto a curve, you feel the thing, just everything about its side cut and its base just comes alive.
And I didn't have to put as much pressure out towards the tip and tail to carve this. I could keep my knees together a little more and really just kind of lean into the carve. And it just, there's a lot of camber off that tail, and it really springs out of the turn. It is a very special carver. And the way we had our rocker, and hopefully that's how most of the production models will be, it just didn't hurry you through the turn as much as the other Never Summer boards with a little more rocker there. So that was really cool, like compared to, the Proto Slinger. And, The Shaper series is just here for feller, really. It's a tapered directional board. You don't really want to get on that if you're considering a true twin like this or that. But powder, no thanks.
Nah, I mean, you know, it's a twin.
It's got some early rise in the nose.
Here's the thing, is it's like fun for being in the powder, for being like a freestyle-ish twin powder. Yeah. So that in that area it shines, and a lot of people
there's a lot of
love
effective
that.
edge, a little bit of nose, but there's still some early rise and such. This could really benefit from setback inserts. I love how they're starting to add this to more boards in Never Summer's line. I wish they would do that, because this would take it from a mountain freestyle twin to a all mountain board. With that setback, you could start to get some decent directional float.
Yeah.
Kind of like you did with
but
the Peacemaker.
Don't want directional float. Some people want that twin. And so
But then they don't have to ride. Then they don't ever have to use those inserts. And then
I know exactly.
Yeah.
But in the powder, you know, that is true. But in the powder, like for being a twin freestyle,
yeah,
I'd say this floats pretty well.
I just wish this would have done what the Peacemaker did. The Peacemaker is a soft true twin, but it has those setback inserts for powder. And if you have a full-size disc, you could use it, and that would be sick on this. That would make this such a recommendable all-mountain board. But as it stands, it's a great mountain freestyle board for those who just don't plan on setting it back.
And talking about freestyle,
you can't set it back much at all.
Throwing this thing switch and just kind of messing around on it and just popping, ollie, locking, dropping, twerking. This thing is super fun.
Pipe and jumps, man.
Yeah.
Pipe and jumps. This thing will just...
And also, dude, just messing around in that slushy, messy snow, this board was super fun.
I loved the way this got air. I loved the way this tracked into a jump you were going to hit, even though we were going pretty small. Or shall we say micro jumps?
Yeah.
We say micro bumps. We'll say micro jumps. Our micro jumps were... this tracked in amazing, but if you're somebody who really wants to go big, this is the one over the Proto Slinger, because the Proto Slinger's a little softer, a little more playful. This is just going to hold on those slightly off landings and just really track well into the kicker, and it'll ride pipe really well too. We didn't get to ride pipe because
there's
COVID-19.
So if you're looking for your egress into professional Genesis, look no further than the Protosynthesis.
All our reviews are done without any brand oversight. It's a best effort, objective opinion from an average rider's perspective. If you need advice, check the in-depth review on the site first, then fill out the Me Harmony profile in the Contact Us section so I can help you properly. If you want to support us, like and subscribe to the channel, and if what we reviewed appeals to you, it helps us if you buy through our links. So, thanks for watching.